How to run a first-time buyer webinar that fills your pipeline. Let's get into it. Okay, so if you've watched my last video, you know the importance of doing, right, a first-time buyer webinar. And the power of this is that we want to scale this. Each month, we're going to be building this up. It's going to be another machine that's just going to bring people to us, and it's going to get better and better every single month. So now, how do we do this? Okay, well, it's really not that hard. Okay, so the first thing is we're going to go ahead and pick a topic, right, that's going to help to do it. Okay, so we can say something like, "Hey, here's the 7 steps to buying your first home." You can say how to buy a home with little money down. We can do avoid these first-time buyer mistakes. We have a title, "How much home can you really afford?" Or just a first-time buyer class for 2026. So the goal is we want to make nervous buyers feel confident. So pick a topic that you can frame that. We'll try different ones to see what's best for you, but we're going to want to pick a topic that solves a problem. Next step is you're going to want, number two, is to partner with a lender. And before we do that, make sure you're partnering with me. So make sure you're subscribing, you're liking, you're commenting, and then getting in my free coaching. Or if you want me to help break this down and set this up for you, get in my paid that will go through and get this going for you. And it just becomes fast. And once you start doing this, this will become another engine that's just generating opportunities for you. Okay, so getting back into it. So we're going to partner with a lender. This is huge. A lender is going to help in the explain the financing. They're going to go answer the loan questions, right? Increase credibility, share the marketing costs with you, and bring their database also in it, which I like having at least 2 to 3 different lenders that you're partnering with this, because in case one's out, we'll see who's kind of the best at it or what strengths they bring to the table, as well as we're increasing those databases, right? We want to absolutely maximize their potential with us and helping them out as well, whoever's doing it with us. Okay, we're going to handle what? The real estate process. We're going to help them on, market education, what's going on, finding those homes, negotiations, and value. So agent plus lender together is the strongest. You can do without, but I always recommend with a lender if possible. Okay, now time frame number 3, we're going to keep the webinars between 45 and 60 minutes. Usually I like to go 45 and then allow 15 minutes for appointment setting or Q&A, right? And they're going to lead into those next steps pretty easily. If you've done your part, they're going to all be wanting to sign up with you to take the next step. So simple structure, first 5 minutes, give an intro, who you are, right? Why you help first-time buyers. Give a quick story, mix in some social proof, right? Who else you've helped, how you got started doing this, whatever. You're going to start to see that when you have great stories for the things that you're telling, people understand and feel usually a great connection with you. Where we learn through storytelling. I had a great teacher at UCLA that, man, he wrote a book on this, and he would tell story after story. He'd tell us the time he was in Japan, seeing the first holograms when he ran Sony Studios. And it was just memorable. I mean, the guy just has stories for every single topic that he talked about. And I must say, I learned so well in his class because of that story structure. So everything you're going to be talking about, have a story with it or an example so that people can really feel like they've learned and gotten a lot out of it. When they have that connection and they like, know, and trust you, you're going to see those appointments roll in and it's just going to be an unstoppable machine for you. Okay. So you can then talk about a market update. Do like 5 to 10 minutes. Talk about where the rates are at, inventory, prices, what buyers should know. Keep it simple. Like I said, a quick 5 minutes, just go over, show you that you have a core competency in it and you're aware of it and you know it. That way they can say, okay, I know this person knows about that. That sounds right. Okay, next thing is the buying process. Now, this can be about 10, 15, 20 minutes. So what does it take to get pre-approved? Okay, go through those steps. How about your budgeting? We know everyone, right, likes to kind of shop for more they can afford. The better we get them on track, and why we don't want them to waste time with that, with their budget, it's gonna help them, right, when they do go and look at home. So we want to do that, right, and what they can get. Home search. right? We're going to go over that process, give them some samples, how we can help them and speed that up. Making offers, right? Is this a house you absolutely have to have? Is this something you really want? Or is this kind of, I'm for the right price, I would. Okay. Help them narrow it down, right? So when they see the a home they really like, that we're immediately putting an offer in, right? We're not waiting anything, wasting any time, and we just go. The inspections process, right? What that entails. I mean, there's so much information we could share that really, really helps them. I love it. The appraisals, closing day. Most buyers are scared because they just simply don't understand the process. It is your job to educate them. Remember, use stories, use examples, help them so it can reduce the fear. This will be huge for you as you go through this. Okay, the next section. Now, this is going to be the lender, what they're going to go over, the financing section. And you want them to cover a lot of different topics, but here's some particular ones. Down payment options, right? There's different programs or what they can do, FHA, VA, or conventional loans, right? Have them go each over different things, different options that would apply to them or particular things so they understand or have an understanding of that. Credit scores, right? What should they be doing to either help resolve that or what they shouldn't do to not hurt that, but going through that and what they're going to need. Payment examples, go through that process. How does that work? We're educating them. Assistance programs. This section will always get massive engagement, so this is a great one. So you really want to make sure that you have a lender that's going over those things, right? And really explaining so they have clarity coming out. It's going to help the lender, it's going to help you. Okay, now this is where the conversion is going to happen. Okay, this is going to be in your Q&A section, and it's how you set it up. So if people are asking how much do I need down, should I wait, can I buy with student loans, what if my credit isn't perfect? You just answer calmly and confidently, and you're going over, and then you're going to have, when you're answering those questions at the end, you're going to let them know that if they want to go over this in more detail or create a plan for them, even if they're not 100% sure exactly when the next step is or that, but you can tell they're interested, go through that, take that time and give them that individual one-on-one, right? And we can have them fill out the questions that they're looking for. What type of home would they be looking for, right? Their budget, this, and then we'll go over that with them and set it up. But you're going to be able to, if you do a great job in your Q&A part of it, open that up and make sure at the end they have a place to sign up and you can actually physically set up an appointment. Don't just get their information. If they can sign up for a particular time, that will be so much better. I don't care if it's on Zoom or if it's in person, whatever you got to do or phone. Get the commitment of an actual time is better than information where you have to follow up. Eliminate that step. That is a pro tip. Get them right on the calendar, set up a time, right? Whoever else they need to do the email reminding follow up. This is going to be huge. This is where people drop off. They do this, but they don't connect to a time. Then what happens? People get busy. They're losing that energy. It gets harder. Now we're in the follow-up game. We don't want to do this. We want to set a time on their calendar right there. Okay, so number 4, using simple tech. So the easiest options, right, can easily be a Zoom, right? You can do something like that. There's Google Meet, StreamYard. I just keep it simple and do Zoom. You can also do in person as well. If you want this to be in person, try them both and see which way works best. It's really up to you what you're more comfortable at. Zoom, I think, scales easier and people don't have to necessarily, right, be in person. But there is a power of being in person as well. So what I want you to do is to try both out, practice, and see which ones gets better. Now, Zoom can be very powerful because of the registration pages, the reminder emails, the chat Q&A, easy recordings. And then we can send those out for people that missed it. Hey, here's what you missed, and then follow up. So that's pretty good. So you can be doing that, but you can also do the same thing in person as well. So you want to promote it for about 10 to 14 days, even a month. Best places to promote it, easily Facebook posts, right? You can go over buyer's myth, rent to own, down payment tips, and then you can just have your DM be webinar, right? Or post webinar, and you can send them the information or the invite if they want to go into deeper detail. If you're doing Instagram stories, you could say, hey, think you need 20% down. Nope. right? Buying your first time home in 2026, watch this. You can use different hooks, right, to attract and then invite them into the webinar if they're responding. Email database. You can send, hey, 3 reminder emails, reserve your spot, last chance to register. Uh, Local community groups, right, on Facebook work great as well. Make sure you talk to the admins about getting permission. And I always ask them, since I'm an admin of a Facebook group, a good sized Facebook group, ask the admin what you can do to help them, right? We're always coming at them with what we want. I would start the conversation of, hey, I love your group. If you do, be honest. And what can I do to help you? What are you looking for? What I can engage, I can help invite people in, I can help grow it, I can help support. Now, once we've done some things of value, and I would just simply say, hey, I'd love to be able to promote these in here, but let me know what that would take, right? If you're open to it, and if not, it's okay. I still want to help. All right, next thing, number 6, collect registrations. So you're going to need most important things: name, email, phone number, right? You can always have a simple landing page too. I think Eventbrite, Camera Forms, Jotform, or you can talk with me. We can pick something. It's really super easy. Once they do that, always have a thank you page once they've registered. This is something that I don't see everyone do. So if they did sign up for something, have a thank you, and then make sure, right, that you're going to follow up with them, especially a few days before the event, because a lot of times people just forget about it. Don't do it the day of. You're going to need it, I would say, at least 2 to 3 days before. Just start that process, 3, 2, 1 countdown, and then the day of, and then a few, like 10, 15 minutes before the event starts, or a half hour before. Okay, now if you want to boost value, give something away of value if you want to boost attendance. Okay, so you can have these are simple: first time buyer's guide, closing cost cheat sheet, home buying timeline, mortgage calculator spreadsheet, or top 10 first time buyer mistakes PDF. Okay, so lead magnets are going to help. Let them know that they're going to get that by simply attending, especially if it's something they're interested in and want. It's great. Okay. Now, your real goal, right, is of course to educate them. We want to do that, but we want to get appointments from it. So the webinar is not the finish line. The webinar should lead to what? Buyer consultations, lender pre-approvals, home tours, worst case CRM nurtures. But you can easily say, hey, if you'd like my first time buyer strategy session, message me after the webinar. Just a simple CTA. Okay, now this is where most agents fail, right? We always know it's in the follow-up. Okay, this is just what happens. You got to follow up fast. So you want to follow up the same night. You want to follow up next morning. You want to follow up 3 days later. You want to follow up weekly afterwards. Just keep re-engaging. Try to give something of value. You can send them the recording replay, especially to everyone that missed it. You can send that out to them. An FAQ sheet. Here's the questions that were asked. So in the next follow-up, you send that out. If they have any questions that you want to answer, you can do that. And then, of course, just invite them to a consultation. And then most deals are going to happen after the webinar on the follow-up, right? If you can schedule the appointments, great, but you're going to do it. Now, here's another key. We're going to run this monthly. Your first one's going to be terrible compared to your 12th. Okay, just like videos, just like anything we do. Don't expect it to be as great. Now, it's going to consistency is going to compound, right? So if we're running it monthly, people start to get more used to that. They're like, oh, what's this? Now in their mind, they're thinking about it. We've added value, right, on our post. We've given information. We have guides. We have giveaways. Now all of a sudden, when they are actually open for it, it could be 5 months down. Now they're like, oh yeah, what was that thing? Now they go in, they sign up, and they're going to attend it. Okay, especially if it's online, it's super easy, right? So one webinar per month can create warm leads, referrals, right? Future pipeline, social proof, and content clips for social media. Do not underestimate that. If you're showing them a good 5 to 10 second clip across the social media platforms and say, hey, make sure DM if you'd like to get an invite, people see that, they know that it's real, and they want to take part in it if they have an interest. It's great. And so one webinar can turn into YouTube videos on it, clips, right, of course, short reels, Facebook posts, email content, and lead magnets. You're also build authority while you're generating client. It is so good. So make sure, bonus tip, record every webinar. We don't know what great things are going to come from it. We can obviously repurpose those, right? three biggest mistakes that first time buyers make, or you do not need 20% down, or what closing costs really look like. Okay, so hopefully this is going to content alone is going to generate great stuff for you for weeks. This is so fun, right? And make sure you check out the video before that goes over, the importance of doing these. Now that you know, get in my paid one. I'll go over this with you. I'll help you out, answer those questions. It's such a good resource. I have so many of these that as you start compounding and get really, really good at one, we master one, then I move you on to the next one. And what happens is just more and more people, you get more and more chances. So make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you get in for sure the free coaching, but get into the paid as well. I'll give you tips in both, but we're just going to accelerate, especially if you want accountability and really make it happen. And make sure you like and subscribe and please comment. All right, guys, I'm going to bring this to you as much as possible. Usually it's every day, and I want you to win. That's the most important part. Have an amazing rest of your day and start this. This is going to be a huge thing for you, and you're going to be so glad you did. All right, take care, and we'll see you on the next one.